Ladies, gentlemen, we are here. It is day 16. Oh my God. We are doing a daily live stream every single day in December and maybe even till January. Oh my freaking God. How long can I keep this sentence going before I need to take a deep breath? We are here in case, fuck, I fucked it up. We are here. If any of you feel a little lonely over the December period, you want to hang out, you want to get some coaching, you want to just have a little feel of community. We are here for you. No, scratch that. We are here with you. Discount Buddha is here. Phoenix says, hydrate. Yes, sir. I will do as commanded. Why do I need to hydrate? Shit. Now, chat is telling me to hydrate. Hydrate or dihydrate? Why are you guys telling me to hydrate? I'm fine. Ah, Jesus. All right. Who else we got here? We got Chad. We got Bill. Bill says, wow, it has been 16 already. Yeah, we've done 16 of these little fuckers. 16 times we have sat down together and said hi, and everyone else has said hi. And then we spent 2 hours just saying hi. It's All Good Game says, yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello, hello. Got work till 5 p.m. Brother, we don't know what fucking time zone you're in, do we? We don't know what 5 p.m. is. You got solipsism, brother. We don't know what time it is where you are, brother. Xander says, good morning. We don't know where you are. Actually, we do know where you are because you've said where you live. You live in Australia, mate. And it is currently 8 a.m. where you are because I know where you live, Xander. Do any of you know where I live, actually? Surely one of you knows where I live. Surely one of you has stalked me down to the exact decimal point of longitude and latitude as to where I am right now. Also, wait, wasn't I supposed to give someone $20? Didn't I owe someone $20 for finding my music? That person never emailed me and asked me for, like, gave me their PayPal. So whoever found my music, email me. I'll send you $20. Chad says I live in Kangaroo. That's just racist. Phoenix says EST. Who are you talking about, me? Or are you talking about It's All Good Games? Xander says Gold Coast. Not specific enough, though, brother. Not specific enough. Gold Coast is a very big place. Bill says Brisbane. Decent guess. So I used to live in Brisbane, but I do not live there anymore. Mike says, I'm not here yet. What a deep, amazing insight, man. None of us are here yet. We're all just walking each other home. Ramdas said that, brother. None of us are here yet. We're all on the journey. Mike getting very deep immediately. Mike says, do you live in a circus or something? Tee hee hee. Mike, you need to watch your mouth, young man. Phoenix says, it's all good games. Yep, you were talking to him. He might be EST, yeah. It's All Good Games says, I got questions, insights about law of attraction and sense of entitlement. Well, you got to ask the questions. These are just topics. That's you just saying words. You got to ask the actual question. And your belief in how society should be. I don't have any shoulds. Society should be exactly how it is. I'm way too small to fucking say how society and the universe and shit should be, brother. I'm just a little man. I'm just God's bold little fucking pencil. I'm discount Buddha, bro. I do not know how society should be. That's a big boy question. I don't even know how my own life should be, dude. I'm just like showing up like any of the rest of you. I do not have the answers to those big questions, man. And I would be very, very cautious of anybody who tells you that they do have the answers, which is a lot of people. A lot of people will tell you how society should be. I'd be very cautious of those people. Cam says, yo, click that like button. More like click that ass, son. Tap that ass. While we're here, while I wait for your questions and your hellos and all of that to come in, you beautiful freaking people, let's share some memes. Actually, let's share some poetry. So I fed ChatGPT a lot of my articles and some transcripts from my videos. ChatGPT knows me pretty well. We're on speaking terms. And I got it to write some poems related to us and some of the topics that we talk about. And I really like this one. He worried about being needy. He noticed he was human. The worry softened. Fucking deep, man. This is what I'm saying to you guys all the time. Give yourself permission to suck. It's okay if you're a little bit human. A little bit needy. You're just human. It's okay if sometimes you don't know what to say. You're a person. You're a human. It's okay. It's okay if sometimes you don't feel like the strongest, most masculine alpha male on the entire planet. Notice that you're human, and you might find that some of that worry softens, even just a little bit. A woman pulled away. He stayed kind. She noticed. Fucking love this one. This is what I say to all of my clients. I say this to all of you. If you hit on a woman and maybe she says, thank you, but I have a boyfriend, you can say something nice in that moment if you want to, or at least have a kind thought in your head of like, hey, I hope you and your boyfriend are happy. Or if a woman pulls away or seems hesitant to have sex, you don't then yourself have to become cold and see it as like the enemy or like, why won't she give me sex? It's like she's probably going through something. I can just stay kind and say, hey, how you feeling? Like, what's going on? Are you okay? We have a really good example of this one. Shafted, he might not be here right now, but Shafted, one of you guys, had a email that he sent me, the story of like a woman that he had been making out with, and they'd gone on some dates, and they talked about kids or something, and he got a little bit, or she got a little bit cold, and she kind of pulled away, and then he became a little bit cold. He maybe gave in to that protective instinct or that defensive instinct, and he kind of pushed her away. He sent her a message and basically broke up with her. We read all of that out on stream, and I gently but also fairly bluntly said, man, she didn't just pull away. You pulled away too. What if you'd stayed kind? And he ended up reaching back out to her and saying, hey, I'm sorry. I got a little bit cold. You got cold, and then I got cold. Do you want to try again? Do you want to keep going? They ended up meeting up, and he said they made love a couple of days ago. And so this is what happens if we're able to stay kind, even when other people pull away a little bit, or other people get defensive, or they get a little bit angry, or whatever it might be. The world might get cold sometimes. It might get defensive sometimes. It might get outright hostile and aggressive sometimes. But if you're able to stay, I guess, stoic or kind, or stay with who you are and rely on your principles rather than being bent out of shape just because someone else is a little bent out of shape, the world notices. It really does. This shit comes back to you. All right, you handsome fucks. What else we got? Mike says, imagine a Timu Handy from Timu Handy Andy Pandy. Cam says, that's Timu Andy. Yeah. So the running joke is that Cam is Timu Andy, and then Andy is Timu Cam. Or you can call me Discount Cam. You can call me Discount Buddha. Whatever names you want to come up with. Phoenix says, I brought Christmas cars for my broth. Are you okay, Phoenix? Is everything okay, brother? I think what you meant to type is, I bought Christmas cards for my brother. That's the sentence. An aunt and uncle and some friends from where I used to live. And now I realized I don't know what to write, and using AI would be disrespectful. Using AI wouldn't be disrespectful, brother. You don't have to use AI, obviously. Would you like us to help you? Is that what you're saying? Do you want us to help you think of what to write? I love you, Phoenix. You said, I hate Apple keyboards. So you can this is like, sometimes I will take my phone into the shower. Like if I'm in the middle of messaging someone, I will just take my phone in the shower, and I kind of got to like do this thing where I like hold the phone like out of the shower so the water doesn't splash on it. And I'm like trying to type while also, sometimes I'll type with one hand while I'm trying to like wash myself with the other hand. And sometimes water will splash on it, and then all the keys will just get fucked up. And I'll just type this like horrifically misspelled message, and I'll send it anyway. So I feel your pain, brother. All right. So you'd like us, yeah, Xander bringing in the jokes as well. You brought an automobile for your soup. Yeah, he's doing his best, Xander. Okay, he's fucking trying to type on goddamn Apple keyboard. All right, Phoenix, you'd like some help? What I would do, man, do them one by one. So your brother, think of one moment that you've had with your brother. Can be any moment, could even be as a child or something. Think of a moment that's like really fucking meaningful to you. Like maybe your brother did something nice to you. Maybe you guys just had a cool day. Maybe you went to Disneyland together. I don't know. Maybe you both bought a non-Apple keyboard together and you typed on it and you're like, wow, this is way better. How come I can type all of a sudden? Whatever beautiful moment you had with your brother, think of that. Like maybe spend a couple of minutes thinking about that, and then write it in the chat. Like tell us what that moment is. You don't have to like write it all out, but just one or two sentences of a really nice moment that you had with your brother. Then do the same thing with your aunt. then the same thing with your uncle. Like think of one moment for each with each of those people, write it in the chat, and then I'll guide you with what to do next. Mr. Chad says you can just look at lit. Are you guys okay? Are you like, look, I'm not the most perfect typist. I like fine. I stumble my words all the time. You guys hear me do that on stream. But are you guys actually okay today? Is everyone okay? Did everyone sleep okay last night? Chad says you can look at lits. I think you mean lists of classical Christmas poems and choose one. Yeah, I like that too. Mike says type it. Fuck you guys. I've made a meme now. I bet you guys are all just now going to mistype everything just to drive me insane. And it won't drive me insane. I'll actually think you guys are funny if you do that. But like, you motherfuckers are going to do this now, aren't you? I know you are. Hi, Lee. So the running joke is that nobody can type today. We've had like 3 people mistype every freaking sentence that they're saying, Lee. So now it's probably going to become a fucking running joke that nobody can type. But hi, Lee. SK says, hello, brother. So you can both type. There we go. We got some guys. We're bringing up the percentage of people in this chat who can type correctly. I probably am one of the people who mistypes as well. Lee says, that's fine. I'm not grammar good with. All good, brother. All good. We're all just freaking doing our best. I'm pretty sure I probably have a meme of that. No, I don't. Also, feel free to throw your questions in the chat, you handsome boys and handsome girls. I don't see any questions today, you guys. I will share some memes, more memes, while I wait for you guys to bring in the questions. I removed your ego, and it turns out that's what was clogging your reality. Hell yeah. Hashtag relatable. I love this story. This is like a little Buddhist story that I've said this to so many people. 2 monks were traveling. They came to a river where a woman couldn't cross. One monk picked her up and carried her across and then continued walking. Hours later, the other monk said, "We're not allowed to touch women." You little fucking snitch rat. Anyway, we're not allowed to touch women. The first monk replied, "I put her down at the river. Why are you still carrying her, you snitch dog?" He actually said the last bit that I said too, you snitch dog. I love this story. Phoenix coming out with the definitely like stuff that's going to get us canceled. Typed perfectly as well. I love the way you typed this, Phoenix. Definitely have no criticisms of the way you've typed this. You typed it perfectly, man. And please no one clip what I'm about to read out. Hitler did nothing wrong. Please no one clip that. By the way, I make this joke all the time. Very inappropriate joke, but I make this joke every time someone says Hitler did nothing wrong. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Hitler did so many things wrong. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many tactical mistakes he made? Please nobody clip that. Chad says your opinion of nose strips. So Cam likes them. Cam, if you're still here, do you still use the nose strips, dude? You know those things that like fucking pull your nose, they basically pull your nostrils out. It's like you put this piece of like sticky tape sort of thing on your nose and it opens up your nostrils. I used them for a while. I actually still have them. I have them in I've got like a little medical kit, like a first aid kit. Anytime I have a cold, I use them because you know how it's really hard to breathe, obviously, when you have a cold. Those things are amazing. I used to use them every single morning when I would wake up too, because often I wake up with like a stuffy nose because I have like it's hot here in Australia and I have the air conditioner running. And I think that like dries the air or something. My nose always feels a little runny. And so I sometimes, well, I used to use them in the morning, but not anymore. I think they're cool. Definitely during a cold. I don't know if Cam still uses them. I've heard that some people use them when they're exercising. It might be useful for me to use them when I give a big passionate speech because sometimes I find myself like passionately overexerting and then I almost like run out of breath. I haven't figured out how to breathe, you guys. So yeah, I think they're cool. Xander says, "Oh, I've heard that monks." Dude, did you mistype this on purpose because that's the running joke today? I don't fucking understand anything that any of you guys are saying, and you guys are saying words at me, and I don't know what they mean because you keep mistyping things and being grammatically incorrect, and I'm scared. and I'm lonely and I don't want to be here answering your questions if you guys don't ask them correctly. I'm scared. You said, "Oh, I've heard." I think you meant to say that story about fuck yous. You said you've heard the monk story before. Todd V loves it and tells it a lot. Yeah, it's such a cool story, man, about like non-attachment and like not stressing about shit that doesn't matter. Like, for fuck's sakes, man, does it really matter that a Buddhist monk picked up a woman and put her down on the other side? It's like an act of kindness. You know what I mean? And the other motherfuckers are like, but we're not supposed to touch women. It's like, do you want her to just stand there and not be able to get across the river, bro? Like, chill the fuck out, man. Like, snitches get stitches. That was the second part of the story. Snitches get stitches. And then basically that guy got beat up for being a little rat. Mike says, "All right, Andrew, my question from yesterday was, how did you combat self judgment? Because I feel like I do or don't do certain things because I would judge myself for it and I'm projecting onto others. Can you give us an example, Mr. Mike? Mr. Mike Oxlong, the GOAT. Can you give us an example of a time when you beat yourself up, like specific situation and what you beat yourself up over? And then we can give you a little bit of love, brother." Mackie Roll says, "Hey peeps, today was worse. I was laying in bed thinking about my ex and only meowing my favorite songs." Are you guys intentionally fucking me up now? What do you mean meowing? I can't read your comments if they're not correct, okay? My autistic brain, I can't do this, guys. I think you meant I was only listening to my favorite songs, which helped me get up and do things low. Okay. Guys, I love all of you. It's very hard to read your questions when they're fucked. Can you type them correctly? Okay, I will try not to laugh because you're asking a serious question. But yeah, man, like some days are like this. Have you watched some of my YouTube videos? If you just search on my channel for breakup, I've done like, I think 2 or 3 videos on breakups. And these are some of my most popular videos, or like the ones that have the most like deep comments, I guess. Like every, I don't know, 3 months, I'll get a comment on one of these videos from someone saying, like, dude, I'm literally going through a breakup. You have no idea how much this video helped. Like, thank you. Like, I think breakups are a really fucking painful thing that like basically everyone goes through, but there aren't a lot of like resources or help or stuff. We often feel really alone. So go search my channel for breakup. I would watch this video called Breakup Relationship Just Ended. Here's what to do. There's another one somewhere. It's like the breakup. Here you go. The Breakup Survival Manual. And this is like a much longer one. You can also watch this video, me talking about my breakup, like Cam and I talking about my breakup with Imi. This one here, like update on my breakup. This one here, heartbreak is a privilege. That might help as well. Because I did a panel with a group of guys like pretty much immediately after I broke up with Imi. Like it was like a week or so afterwards. And they were asking me questions like, Andy, how you feeling? And Ralph, this guy here down the bottom left, he said, heartbreak is a privilege. And when he said that, I was like, oh my fucking God, man. Like, what a beautiful sentence. And it was like basically saying heartbreak means you really cared about her. Like, isn't that a beautiful thing? So, yeah, there's lots of videos on this, man. But everything you're feeling is like very, very normal. What helps is to keep sharing it with us. You know, tell us how you're feeling. To do something like listen to your favorite music, like that is an act of self love, man. That is like amazing. That is exactly what I would be doing. I would write when you're feeling good, like if you're feeling okay right now, write a list of like 10 or 15 things that bring you joy. Like listening to music might be one of them. Maybe you have a movie that you like to rewatch that makes you feel good. Like come up with 10 or 15 things that make you feel good. And then anytime you're feeling sad, you basically just pull that list out and you go, okay, I'm going to do one thing from this list, man. But yeah, everything you're feeling is exactly how people feel after a breakup. I know sometimes it feels like death. It feels like it's never going to get better. It feels like your heart is literally unable to take it, but you will survive. You'll be okay, man. And it might not feel like that right now. It feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just like, but I miss her. It's like, yeah, man. Yeah. That's why people sing songs about heartbreak and breakup and all of that. The beautiful thing is, like, heartbreak really is a privilege once you're through it because you realize that you're a little stronger now. You're a little more okay. You're a little more self loving. Like, this can be the most beautiful process to teach you self love because you kind of have to, and to teach you to let other people around you help you because you kind of have to. To work through a breakup and to be okay requires other people to be there for you or with you, and requires you to be there for yourself as well. So this can be a beautiful thing, man, even though it might not feel like that right now. But yeah, a lot of us have been through this, man. Maybe most of us have been through this. Lee says, here's a bit of a report on my end. I've been trying to walk more, so I've been going on foot to the store. Brilliant, dude. Good job. Trying to fix my smile to be more genuine and saying hello clearly to people. Brilliant, man. With the smile thing, it often feels so fake and forced the first few times you do it. But what I like to do, or like what I did when I was learning to smile at people, rather than trying to force a smile, I would try and think of something that made me smile. Maybe it could be something about them. Excuse me, a hiccup. Like if they have some cool t-shirt that makes me smile, I'd look at their t-shirt, I'd smile, then I'd look at their face. Or if they had a cute little dog, I'd look down at the dog and in my brain I'd be like, "Hello little doggy," or I might even say that, "Hey little fella," and I'd smile, and then with that smile I would then look into the person's eyes, the human's eyes, and smile. And so you can think of something that makes you smile, or you can think of like a past event that you've done or a joke. Just like think of something that makes you smile. This, by the way, is how every actor acts. You don't act by like forcing your muscles to go in a certain like way. That's not a real smile. Every actor will tell you you have to think of something that makes you smile, or you have to get into character and imagine what that character in that moment would be feeling. And if they would be happy and smiling, then you basically empathize with them. Like acting isn't just faking shit, it's literally empathy. Any actor or like even like stand-up comedy and stuff like that, but especially acting, they will tell you what I am doing is empathizing. I'm either getting into character, which is literally empathy, or I'm empathizing with what the character might be feeling, or I'm empathizing with my past self. And if there was a moment when I cried, I think about that moment in the past and I bring that to the present and feel it, and then I can cry on demand. I can cry on camera. So yeah, same thing with smiling, man. Just think of something that makes you smile. You don't have to force the smile. You said bit of mixed results. Don't worry about the results. It is none of your fucking business what the results are. All that you care about is that you took action, man. You get 100% credit for taking action. The results are none of your fucking business. None of your business. This is a numbers game. And you said, I'm still not handling colder reactions well. That's okay, brother. That's something that you practice and get better at with time. And it's not even about handling it. You don't need to handle anything. What is there to do, man? Just notice the feelings. You might feel a bit sad. Just notice that, kind of almost like you're distancing yourself a little bit from the feelings, and not in a like psychopathic way. You're just noticing, oh, wow, look, I feel really sad when someone gives me a cold reaction. Isn't that interesting? Wow, that must just mean I'm human, which you are. And humans often feel weird when someone gives them a cold reaction. Or you can start to notice the thoughts in your head of like, wow, I have this thought that like it's weird what I'm doing. And then if someone gives me a sort of cold reaction, my brain definitely goes into like freak out mode and goes, oh shit, like they gave me a bad reaction. I knew what I was doing was weird. Oh my God. You can just notice those thoughts and go, I wonder where those thoughts come from. Did my parents put those thoughts in my head? Did society? Like, where did that thought come from? And you'll notice that most of the thoughts and feelings, the thoughts in your head and the feelings in your body, you didn't choose them. You don't choose to have a weird reaction. You don't choose to have a weird feeling. You don't choose to have the thought of like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. You didn't consciously choose to have that thought. So where did it come from? You can just play around with these concepts. So everything I'm talking about here is basically called like non-attachment or stoicism. There's a bunch of different words for what I'm describing here, but you're basically not taking your own thoughts and feelings like as seriously. You're noticing them, you're feeling them, but there's nothing to handle. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. Like the idea of thinking that you need to handle something is a desperate like attempt to control it. You're like, I got to handle my emotions. I got to handle the situation. I got to handle my thoughts. It's like, brother, there's nothing to do. Everything's okay. Like everything you're feeling is very okay. Mackie roll. All of this applies to you too, brother. Like there's nothing really that you need to handle. Like laying in bed thinking about your ex. Yeah, that's like very fucking normal. Maybe you can do something nice for yourself, which you did, but it's not like you have to handle the feelings or handle the thoughts or I got to get over her. It's like maybe I can just lay here and notice how much she meant to me and be grateful for that. And if I struggle to be grateful, that's okay too. Like a lot of the time, there's not even anything we need to do. Like everything's fucking okay. We're just feeling some feelings. My favorite like joke, but it's not even really a joke, is they're just feelings. They can't hurt you. And when I say that, lots of the time you're like, but they literally hurt. And it's like, take a step back, chill out a little bit without the attachment to the feeling, without taking the feeling quite as seriously. It just doesn't hurt anymore. You're just sad, and that's okay. That's another sentence you can say. Cam and I like to say that to coaching clients a lot in the program. We will just add on the sentence, and that's okay. So, Mackie roll, you could say, today I was lying in bed thinking about my ex, and that's okay. I was really sad and I miss her like hell, and that's okay. I sometimes wonder if I'll ever be able to get over her, and that's okay. I might never get over her, and that's okay. And Lee, for you, I got some mixed results, and that's okay. I tried to smile, but it felt fake sometimes, and that's okay. I didn't really handle the colder reactions very well, and that's okay. Like all of this shit's okay. We're just so busy saying that it's not okay. Like we're so busy being in almost like panic, fight or flight. Like I got to fix my feelings. I got to fix this. I got to be happier. I got to be more peaceful. I got to smile properly. I got to get over my ex. I got to fucking get laid. I got to do this. I got to hit the gym. I got to lose weight. And it's like everything's okay. You're working on those things. You're literally on the pathway to improving them. It's chill as fuck. Like it's all good that you're not there yet. You'll get there. Chill the fuck out, man. Like chill the fuck out. But you guys are doing a good job. K215 says, Andy went, well, technically you said Andy went to work today. I mean, that is technically true. I am literally, I guess, working right now, but it more feels that I'm hanging out with you guys. Grammar is important, okay? What you meant to say is, Andy, comma, I went to work today and had the convo with the coworker that I thought I had an issue with. We're good. Thanks for the advice. Yeah. Yeah. So often we think that there's a big problem or we think there's weirdness, but we're just projecting it. We feel a bit weird in a social situation, and then we assume the other person must have a problem with us. And then if we say, hey, is there a problem between us? They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And we're like, well, you got weird yesterday. And they're like, oh, I was thinking about like how my girlfriend's cheating on me or some shit. Or I was just in a bad mood, bro. Or like, yeah, something you said rubbed me the wrong way, but I got over it, man. I don't give a fuck anymore. I was annoyed for like 10 minutes, but whatever. I don't care, man. We're good. And like we think that there's this big problem, but there like usually isn't. And so talking is the way to do it. Like being autistically honest and just being like, hey, man, like maybe this is like a weird way for me to phrase it, but like, do you have a problem with me? Like, are we okay? And then the other person will be like, yeah, we're fucking fine, man. Like, we're good. So, yeah, good job, man. Good job being brave. Lee says, I'm pretty grateful that I get the opportunity to get out of my own shell. It's been a bit of a fear of him. You guys are just fucking me up now. You mean a fear of mine ever since I was young? Yeah, brilliant, man. I think most people have that fear because, like, our parents tell us don't talk to strangers because they're trying to protect us. But it's not like they sit us down at age like, I don't know, 16, 17, 18 and be like, hey, remember that wild shit that I said about don't talk to strangers? Fucking, you gotta stop. Like, ignore that advice, okay? That's dog shit advice now that you're an adult because, like, if you don't talk to strangers, you're never gonna make a friend. You're also never gonna get a job because you can't go to the interview because they're all strangers in that room. You're never gonna be able to go to a party and someone comes over and they're like, "Oh, hi, I want you to meet my friend Tim," and you just start screaming. You're like, oh my god, a stranger is trying to talk to me. Run, run, run. Like, I can't do this. Like, you'll have this big fucking freak out. Give me one sec, guys. Give me one sec. Someone's just at the door. I think it's Amazon. I'm going to be back in like 10 seconds. Yes, it was. Papa is back. I cannot remember what I was saying, but yeah, these fears are very normal. And at some point, we outgrow them a little bit, and you're starting to do that. But yeah, what I was saying is our parents don't sit us down and be like, hey, remember that wild shit I said about don't talk to strangers? Ignore that. You need to talk to strangers, otherwise, you'll be lonely. So Yeah, it's kind of just programming, man. But good job starting to work through that. Tristan Johnson, the legend himself. Hey Andy, how should one feel better over perceived? How should one feel better over perceived unattractiveness without validation from the opposite sex? So you're talking about like self love, basically. Self affirmations just feel like lying and cope. Isn't it interesting how our brain just believes negative thoughts? And so you've probably told yourself a story that you're unattractive. Like you literally said, like perceived unattractiveness. So your brain says, I'm unattractive. And you just believe that. You just immediately are like, well, I'm going to believe that. That's not lying. That's not false. That's not cope. And then the second your brain says, wait, maybe I could be attractive though. You're like, no, that's lying. That's lying. That's lying. And so our brain has a negative bias where it will automatically believe negative thoughts about ourselves, but not positive ones. Go study that. Like literally look up negative bias, read some books on it or read some Wikipedia articles on it, and realize that your brain is not telling you the truth or your brain does not perceive reality or is not accurate with reality. Then go read the list of cognitive biases. I think it's just called cognitive biases on like there's a Wikipedia article on this. Yeah, this shit will blow your mind, dude. Like basically what I'm telling you to do is read a little bit of psychology and understand the way that your brain works, the way that all of our brains work, and you'll start to see that you're just not the rational being that you think you are. You're not rational and logical and smart, and you don't have a good grasp of reality, and you are often straight up fucking wrong, and you have an ego, and the ego is often so unbelievably defensive and wrong and opinionated and incorrect. You can also read this article here about list of fallacies that talks about all the different like fallacies and stuff that your brain will make. And if you go through this, there are just so many fucking fallacy. Like this article is long, bro. Look, these are all the ways that your brain is not accurate. And you will read through this and be like, oh, fuck, I do most of these, or I do a lot of these. Look, I'm still scrolling, dude. These are just the fallacies, too. Look at this. And then if I go back to the previous article, the cognitive biases one, this one is long too, man. Let me find the list of all of them. Here you go. Look at this shit. This is long. Your brain is just not accurate. Neither is mine. Like we need to almost retrain the brain or understand the brain, and then we can start to realize that it is not always accurate, that it has an extreme negative bias. Look, I'm still scrolling. Our brains are just like doing their best, man, but they're not logical, they're not rational, and they're not smart. You need to literally train yourself to become stoic, to become logical, to become rational. Look, I am still scrolling. What the fuck? Look. There you go. Go read like this shit will take you like fucking weeks to read. But when you start to understand that your brain is not the logical, rational thing that you think it is, then you'll start to realize, oh shit, maybe I've just been hard on myself and I haven't been fully rational and logical. And if I've been going around saying, I'm unattractive, and then looking for evidence of that, that is called confirmation bias. But have I spent any time saying, I'm attractive? Let me find evidence of that. Probably not. You've probably spent no time looking for evidence that you're attractive or believing evidence that you're attractive. You've probably had people tell you that you're attractive, and you go, "No, that's you're just saying that to be nice." You just push away all that evidence. And so our brains are not the logical, rational things that we think they are. You can also grab a copy of the Play to Win video course, my brother, and I literally have a chapter in here where I talk about like this exact shit. Let me show it on the screen for you. So this chapter here, everything is a story and you're in control of the stories that you tell. I talk about confirmation bias. I talk about all of these things. You can say that you're unattractive and you will be able to find tons of evidence that that is true. You can absolutely back that story up. You can point to every time someone didn't want to sleep with you or date you or said no to you or broke up with you, or maybe you haven't had any sex, like you don't have a lot of experience. You'll point to that and you'll say, look, that's my evidence. I have this story that I'm not attractive. Look at all this evidence. But we could go searching for evidence that you are attractive. And we could write down or take note of every person who ever said you're attractive, every woman who smiled at you, anyone who ever dated you or slept with you, even family members who said, wow, what a handsome boy you are, Tristan. Like there will be evidence that you're attractive. You can even look at your own body, go look in the mirror and be like, okay, I must have some part of me that's attractive. Maybe my eyes are really pretty. There you go. That's one thing. Maybe I have a nice smile when I'm really happy. Maybe people have told me that I have a really big heart. By the way, it's not just about physical attractiveness. Maybe I'm a really kind person. Maybe I'm genuinely fucking ambitious as hell and people find that attractive. I probably have all these reasons why I'm attractive. Let me go hunting for them. And then you'll be able to tell a story that you are attractive. So tell whatever story you want, man. But don't just automatically believe your brain when it says, I think I'm unattractive. It's like, bro, that's just like your opinion, man. It's just a fucking story. So if you want to grab the Play to Win video course, it is at playtowinmindset.com, or there's a link in the description of every single one of these live streams. But yeah, man, I would tell a story that serves you a little bit better. And don't just, like you said, you don't have to make it up. Go looking for evidence, bro. You can also write a list of 50 qualities about yourself that are attractive. They can be physical qualities, like maybe you have really nice eyes or a good smile or great hair, or you smell really good, something like that. But it can also be mental like qualities, or like personality qualities, like maybe you're a genuinely lovely human being. Write that down. Aim to get 50 things on that list, and if it takes you 6 months or a year to write that list, that's okay. Like, you don't have to do the list right now, but I would start hunting for evidence that you could possibly maybe be attractive to other people, dude. And so that's what we talk about when we say like self-love. Like, you got to fucking do the work, and like you're asking this question. But yeah, that shit's got to come from you, brother. Okay. I don't even know what any of this means, but I respect your right to type it. I'm almost not even going to read it out because I literally don't understand anything I'm reading. And I can't tell which one of you guys are messing with me and deliberately mistyping your comments. This might be one of them. Brother, I'm very grateful that you're here. Thank you for being here with us. I have no idea what you were trying to say here, brother. No hate. I don't know what you're trying to say, but I love you and I respect your right to say it. Yeah, Lee admits that he accidentally mistyped his last comment. Yeah, everyone's struggling today. How about we just all give ourselves permission to suck today and we say nobody can type, Andy can't talk. We have no idea what the hell we're doing. We're just winging it and we hope we're doing okay. Xander says, well, fuck you, Xander, type properly. I know you're messing with me, brother. I know you can type. You type a Mac. Your typing is perfect normally. Xander says, if anyone is curious, it's really hard to read shit when you guys type it backwards because you know what you're trying to say. But when you mistype everything, I have to read it twice and figure out what you're trying to say and then speak it out. Xander says, if anyone's curious, the girl I told you about asked me out to the movies. We're going this Wednesday. She seems into me. It's really hard to read your comments, but you're going to the movies on Wednesday with this girl. That's great. Hold her hand in the movie and then whisper to her, like halfway through the movie, whisper to her, yo, let's fucking make out. Let's like fucking make out. And then you just make out with her. Okay. You just make out like crazy. You guys just like fucking kiss each other. Wait, go sit at the back of the cinema. Okay. Go be cheeky. Literally sit at the very back row, like the horny little teenagers do. And then just at some point in the movie, just whisper like, hey, do you want to make out and kiss her? Like, dude, do it. It's fun. You just reminded me of a story. Let's go story time with Andy. Story time with Discount Buddha. So there was this girl that I dated, or I went on like 2 dates with. This is years and years and years ago. This Vietnamese girl. She was an absolute sweetheart, 19 years old. I had just met her like on the street, like cold approach. And she was very, very, very adorable. And she was also very, very, very shy. And the first date, I said to her, like, can I kiss you? And she just politely said no. So I was like, whatever. We ended the date. We have a second date. And halfway through the date, I literally say to her, like, hey, can I kiss you? And again, she just says no. And I asked her, like, again at the end of that date. So I'd asked her like 3 times, do you want to make out? Can I kiss you? You're pretty. Let's kiss. She said no all 3 times. And so I would handle it differently now, or I would act differently now. But back then I took it very personally. This is like 10 years ago. I took it very personally. I was like, she's not into me. No woman's ever going to find me attractive, like all of that shit, right? And so I sent her this message, and I was actually pretty honest, which was a struggle for me back then. Like, I wasn't great with my honesty back then, but I sent her an honest message and just said, hey, like, I understand if you don't want to kiss me. I understand you don't want to have sex or whatever, but sex is important to me. I think we should stop seeing each other, right? And she sent me back this message and she said, like this long message, and she was really polite and really sweet. And she was like, I completely understand. Um, I have to be honest, I'm a little bit sad because I kind of had a little crush on you, but I completely understand. And it was really nice to meet you. And if I see you again on the street, I'll smile at you and wave at you. And I was just like, wait, she has a crush on me, but like, what? Like, why am I getting mixed signals? Like, and I was just confused. And so I literally, again, I was honest. I'm surprised I was this honest back then. But I said to her, like, wait, you have a crush on me, but like, why didn't you want to kiss me? And she was like, oh, because I'm actually, to tell you the truth, I'm from Vietnam. As I knew she was from Vietnam, but she's like, in Vietnam, like, you don't hold hands in public unless you're married, and like you don't kiss in public, and you asked me to kiss you twice, like three times in public, like with people around. And to be honest, I'm a virgin and I've never even held hands with anyone or kissed, and I don't really know how to kiss, and I don't want to do a bad job, um and all of that. And I read all of that and I was like, oh fuck, like I completely misread this situation. I'm so glad I reached out to her and spoke to her, and I was like, wait, so but like you do want to kiss me? And she was like, yes, a lot, like I do. And I was like, oh, okay, do you want to go to my apartment then? And she was like, well, actually, I'm a little nervous to do that, but what if we go to the movies and we can sit in the back and maybe we can kiss each other? And Xander, this is what I'm saying to you, brother. And so we went to the movies. We watched the live version of Beauty and the Beast. I remember almost nothing of what happened in the movie because, like, 10 minutes into the movie, I said, do you want to hold hands? And she grabs my hand and we're just holding hands and she's giggling the whole time. She was so excited. And then at some point, she just starts staring at me, maybe like 15 minutes into the movie. She's just like literally turning and looking at me. She's just like staring at, and I can see her out of the corner of my eye, just staring at me. And so I kind of just look at her and she's just staring at me. And she kind of like leans in, and I was like, oh shit, like she wants to kiss now. And so we kiss, and she was actually surprisingly decent at kissing for someone who's never done it before. And then we kissed like 3 minutes, and then she doesn't want to kiss anymore. And I whisper, like, hey, why don't you want to kiss anymore? And she's like, I'm so bad, I'm bad. And I was like, what are you talking about? You're really good. And we ended up making out for like 2 hours of this movie, and I got really horny. And at one point, I put her hand on my cock, and she giggled, and she was really wet too. Anyway, long story short, we ended up having sex, like not that night. We had sex like the eighth date that we met. She wanted to go really slow because she was nervous. She was an absolute sweetheart. But Xander, thank you for that, reminding me of that story. So yeah, you can sit up at the back of the cinema and make out if you want to. Have a bit of fun. Spectre. Spectre 3763, implying that there are 3,762 specters, says, question, does anybody have any advice on going to see an escort? I do believe I've done content on this, man. Let me check. I'm pretty sure I did a video on like a guide to escorts, or like how to have a fun time with escorts if you go. Yeah, I did. I did. So it was about, actually I did several. I did 3 videos on this. Yeah, so just search on my YouTube channel for the word escort, man. This one. So it's called Sing an Escort to Lose Your Virginity. I taught, it's like a 1.5 hour video with advice and all of that. And then one of my coaching clients who was a 29-year-old virgin, and he went to an escort. And then I did an interview with an escort, Georgie Wolf, and she's an absolute sweetheart. I like her a lot. She's like really nice. And she talked about how she likes to like guide men through the process and be very like gentle and loving. And a lot of guys come to her as a virgin, and she talks about how she walks them through. So I would watch those 3 videos, man. They'll probably give you like better advice than I could give you right now. Xander says, seriously though, if you actually are sick of me talking like this, I can stop. Please. Yeah, it's like genuinely really hard to read. Like, do whatever you want, man. I can struggle through it if you want to keep making the joke, but like it's so much easier to read when you guys just talk like properly. Mackie Roll says, should I watch the breakup ones even though I plan to restart the relationship with her? I believe it's possible. Of course, man. Yeah. You're not going to fully like enjoy, even if you guys get back together, you're not going to fully be able to be there and be present unless you're okay with not being with her. Right now, you have extreme neediness with her, and that's okay, man. Like, that's very normal. But I would process that and work through that. I would also grab a copy of the book, I Need Your Love. Is That True? And I would just learn to be your own whole person rather than relying on her to be. And that might be a process, man. That might take you months or years to get to that point. But it's not about like working on our communication. Your communication is not the reason why you guys broke up. It might be part of it, but it probably has more to do with lack of independence and not being okay on your own. And maybe she's the same. I don't know. I don't know anything about her, but I would absolutely learn to be okay without her. Otherwise, you're not going to really appreciate and be grateful for the relationship. It's going to feel like you need her and you don't need her. You don't need anyone. Again, I would read that book, I Need Your Love. Is That True? Because when you're not needy for someone, then you can really actually appreciate them. You can be grateful for them. You make the most of every moment. And if you guys ever have an argument or a moment of sadness or grumpiness with each other, if you're not needy for each other, then you don't mind that you're grumpy. Like, do you know how many times Molly has been like, not grumpy, she doesn't really get grumpy, but like sad or just unhappy or doesn't want to see me that week because she's busy or she's stressed or she's tired. And because I'm not needy, then I can just be like, beautiful, like do whatever you want. See me if you want to, don't if you don't. Same with Emmy. Like when Emmy and I broke up, because I don't need her, and we got her to a point where she didn't need me either, we were able to just have nothing but love and gratitude for each other. And yeah, we cried. Yeah, we were sad and all of that, man. But like when you don't need the other person and you just instead want them, man, you can go all in with the relationship because there isn't that fear of them leaving. There isn't that painful grief feeling of like, I need them, I need them, I need everything to be okay. Like I can't have a single day where we have an argument. Otherwise, like fuck, it means that she's not the one. Oh my God. Like if you can work through that neediness and just work on being a little bit more independent and being okay on your own, like being a stoic man who's okay on his own, you'll actually appreciate the friendships and the relationships and all of that stuff a lot more. So when we don't need something, we actually appreciate it more and it is more likely to stick around. Like, don't you guys want to be around people who aren't a burden and aren't needy? Of course you do. But yeah, you're doing a good job, man. Mike says, I honestly don't know if I've had a conversation, group, or one on one where I haven't thought, am I talking too much? Did that joke land? Am I being awkward and uncalibrated? So I would flip it around. You know, we talk about playing not to lose versus playing to win. So rather than thinking, am I talking too much? What I would focus on is like, what is the opposite of that? Which would probably be something like, am I allowing other people the space to open up? Am I asking questions about other people and letting them talk? Like, focus on the thing you want rather than the thing you don't want. By the way, Mike, would you like to grab a copy of my Play to Win video course? And then the second part, did that joke land? Rather than thinking like, did that joke land, which is you focusing on the outcome, being like outcome dependent, just focus on, do I think I did a decent job of telling that joke? Did I do my best? Doesn't matter what the fuck the outcome is. That's none of your business. There's a good quote I like from David Hawkins where he says, we are responsible for the intention and the effort, but not the outcome, which is dependent on many variables which are not personal. In other words, the outcome has nothing to do with you. It's more about, is that person in a good mood? Like you could tell me the worst joke ever, and you have, Mike, and so have lots of you. Lots of you guys say really dumb jokes in the chat, but I still giggle. I giggle more if it's a stupid joke. Like if it's a bad joke and you guys tell it badly, that's almost funnier. And so because I'm someone who's pretty receptive to humor, and even if you absolutely butcher a joke and fuck it up, I'm still going to be like, hey, man, good job trying to tell the joke. Like, I'll give you credit for even trying. And so, like, every joke you tell me will land. But then if you were to tell someone who just doesn't have a good sense of humor and maybe they're in a bad mood, no joke that you tell will land. Does that have anything to do with you? That's the other person. You are only responsible for the effort and the intention, but not what happens after that. Same as approaching with all of you guys. You know, if you guys like walk up to a woman and you do your best, and even if you fumble it, even if you fuck it up, like who cares? You still tried. If she's in a good mood and she's single and she likes men approaching her, it doesn't really matter what you say. She's just going to be like, wow, this guy is like hitting on me. He's so brave. Like that was Molly when I hit on her. She like freaked out in a good way. She's like, oh my God, is this really happening? Oh my God, shut up. I can't believe this is happening. Like literally, she's like freaking out. It literally wouldn't have mattered what I said after that. In fact, I even said to her a couple of times, hey, I'm a little nervous right now because she was really fucking hot and a little bit intimidating. And so I literally said, I'm a little nervous right now. I did so many things you could say are like not correct or like not right, but like, what does it matter? She's receptive. And then I've had other women where I walk over and I'm Mr. fucking smooth. I'm like James Bond levels of smooth. You'd be like, whoa, this guy is like a world class pickup artist. And she's just not interested. And no matter how smooth I am, it just makes it worse for her. And so it didn't land. But it has nothing to do with me, or it has very little to do with me. You probably have like 10%, maybe 20% control over how this shit goes. And then 80% is on the other person. And so again, focus on the intention and the effort, but not the outcome. The outcome is none of your business. Most of you, the outcome is none of your fucking business. None of your business, boys. You said, or am I being awkward and uncalibrated? Yeah, so just think about the opposite. Am I doing my best? Am I trying? So calibration just means, am I empathizing with the group, right? Am I feeling the room, feeling the mood? Let me just practice that. So focus on the things you want and then focus on getting better rather than living in fear. Do you remember that quote I read out to you guys yesterday where it said, fear is the smallest room in the house? I would like to see you living in better conditions. So you guys can do better than living in fear or playing not to lose or running away from the things you don't want. Focus on the things you do want, you guys. Lee, so what we're talking about before, you said, I gotcha. I can actively look at people and note what I find interesting. Yeah, I do this all the time. I do this exercise called falling in love with humanity, and I do it like every day. And I would just walk around, and each person, I will find one thing that I love about them. Like one, like maybe they're being kind to their son. Maybe they have a cute dog, and you can tell that they love that dog. Maybe they smile at me, and that like I love that they're smiling. Maybe they're literally in the process of like fucking yelling at their child or something, and it would be so easy to judge them in that moment and be like, "What a bad parent yelling at their child." But I will literally go a little deeper and be like, "Well, I love that they care enough. They're trying." Yeah, maybe yelling at your child is not like the most effective method to like raise a happy individual, but like they're trying. They clearly love their child enough because if they really didn't love their child, they'd just ignore them. They'd be like, fuck you, I don't care. So I try and find one thing that I love about everyone, but you can just look for like one thing that you find interesting. Uh, Again, guy with the long username, I have no idea what you're saying. You're saying the group jacking AF starts in 20 minutes. I still can't tell which one of you guys are like trolling me or actually like I don't know what's being said. I don't know what you guys are doing today. I have no idea what's going on with you. Absolutely wonderful people. Xander says, sorry, but don't talk to strangers is and always was bullshit advice. 99.99% of strangers are harmless. Children are much more likely to be abused by people they already know. Yeah, we could have a big, long, deep conversation about that, man. I know. And I say this all the time, like the quote I just said before. Fear is the smallest room in the house. I would like to see you living in better conditions. Yeah, I think what might be a better strategy is teaching children how to have boundaries, how to say no, how to find the people that are kind. Something that Fred Rogers, any of you that know like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, his mother used to say this to him when he was little. He would be watching the news and there would be like some mass murder or like, tragedy or some shit. And he would get really anxious and his mother would say to him, look for the helpers. Everywhere there's a crisis, there are helpers. Look for those people. And I really like that way of phrasing this rather than saying to children, be scared of the 0.0001% of people that will harm you. Look for the 99% that will be nice to you. Look for the helpers. Look for the people who are good people. And you guys, if you watch Fred Rogers' Neighborhood, he said that sometimes. He would be like, look for the helpers. He got that from his mother. So I agree with you, man. I think it's more effective to teach children how to find the people that are good people. And there is some of that out there. Like we have this initiative in Australia. I don't know if you have it in different countries. It's like this neighborhood watch thing, but there are certain signs that people, it's like this yellow triangle with a smiley face on it. Actually, let me see if I can find it. It's like this sign that some people have outside of their house. And basically they've been like vetted um, by like the government and other people. It's not this sign. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it. It's like a safe house. Yeah, I found it. 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 So basically, there would be like houses that have this like safety house thing on it. And if you're a child and you're ever in trouble, you go to this house. And it's someone that's literally been vetted by the government and the police. I think they have to do like a full on fucking police check and shit and make sure they're like good people. And they have this sign outside their house. And we were told that in school. And I remember one day we went for a walk outside, like my class, they took us out for a walk and they showed us where the safety houses were, like near the school. And we met one or two of the people that, and they're usually just old people. They're usually like old fucking 80-year-old people who are like, hello, kids. Like, and they're just like nice people that are like, if you're ever in trouble or you're being bullied or someone's like stalking you on the way home or like you don't feel happy, or if you're having problems at home, like your parents are beating the shit out of you, come to a safety house. And usually what they do is like the police will come and the police come like, and they don't make it a big deal, but the police gently come to the safety house and they talk to you and they're like, hey, is everything okay there, little fella? So I like that. I'm really glad we got told that. I think that was a really fucking like beautiful initiative that they told us like, hey, there are helpers, there are nice people that will literally fucking look after you. And they have a sign outside their house and they're vetted and they make sure they're safe and all that kind of shit. Go to these people if you're ever in trouble. I think that's much nicer than saying like, don't talk to strangers because then you're just living in fear. What am I supposed to do if I need help? There's no one I can talk to. What do I do if the people, kind of like you said, Xander, what do I do if like the people who are hitting me or abusing me or whatever are people I live with? Wouldn't I then want to talk to a stranger? Like, wouldn't I then need to go to someone else? So yeah, I kind of agree with you, man. Cole says you probably want to moderate this guy. I think I know which guy you're referring to, but he hasn't typed anything since. Yeah, my moderation policy, by the way, I guess I can tell you guys, I kind of just like go by feel. If someone's typing some wild shit and I feel like they're trying to like make you guys feel bad, I will usually step in and just gently say, like, hey man, come on, we're a positive community. We're here for love. We're here for goals. Like, you guys tell us what goals you have. We'll help you. Like, I usually like to talk to the person. But if they just keep saying some wild shit, then I will usually just like block them so none of their messages show up. But I like to talk to people a little bit first. Back in the day, that wasn't my policy. I would just block everyone immediately. So I think I blocked like hundreds of comments on my YouTube channel from people just being negative or sending death threats and shit like that. But yeah, even now, if someone wrote a death threat or something, I'd just jump in and be like, brother, holy shit. If you're typing a death threat, you're obviously in pain. Are you okay? Like, is there anything we can do for you, man? But yeah, if they keep going, then sure, I usually block eventually. Bastrosity says, hey, Andy, Bastrosity here. You are a cool guy. Thanks for helping. Thank you, brother. You're a fucking cool guy. Mike says, take a shot every time Uncle Andy talks about the Play to Win video course. No, that will be alcohol poisoning. I do not condone any of you being alcohol poisoned or die. The Phoenix, you were talking about like Xander. You fucking idiot. You were talking about Xander going to the movies. Cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn and wait. You need to talk about step 2 and step 3. What happens after you cut the hole in the bottom of the popcorn, Phoenix? What do you need to do next? What's step 2, Phoenix? Because you don't just cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn. I want to hear you say it, Phoenix. I want to hear you specifically say what that hole is used for, Phoenix. What is the hole for, Phoenix? Bastrosity says, we say that looks matter, and they do. How do we accept ourselves if our looks and faces aren't what we want them to be? So this is the paradox of self-improvement, my friends, that two things can be simultaneously true. You can be good enough as you are right now, and in the future, you might be a little better. And your brain is then going to want to say, so that means I'm not good enough right now. And it's like, no, that's an extra bunch of bullshit that you just inserted. You are more than good enough right now. And if in the future you would like to look a little better or be a little like more muscular or have less weight or dress a little better or whatever it might be, you're allowed to work towards that. But that does not invalidate who you are right now. You are on a journey. We all are. And just because you haven't completed the journey doesn't mean you're a failure. The way that I like to think about it is like a marathon. If you are currently, 1 hour into the marathon, does that mean you're a failure because you haven't completed a marathon? Would you literally be like, I'm a piece of shit who's not good enough because I haven't completed a marathon? It's like, brother, you're literally in the process of walking or running the fucking marathon. You are literally currently succeeding. You are literally doing it. And you're like, yeah, but I haven't like finished the marathon yet. Same thing with self-improvement. You're literally in the process of improving. That's amazing. That doesn't make you a failure because you haven't completed it yet. So, yeah, man, like two things can be simultaneously true. You are more than good enough right now. You can accept yourself, and you can also accept that you are a person who's in the process of changing, evolving, growing, learning, whatever you want to call it, man. So, yeah, it's the paradox of self improvement. It seems like a paradox, but it's not. It's just that your brain wants to make it very binary or black and white. Your brain wants to say, I'm either good enough or I'm not good enough. It's like, brother, why does it have to be one or the other of those two extremes? You say, because I am a shallow guy, I want a pretty girl. Why don't you play around with that story? What a hell of a painful story that is to tell, man. I am a shallow guy. Doesn't that make it much harder for you to connect to women? Doesn't that make it much harder for you to accept yourself? Do you feel guilt when you call yourself a shallow guy? Yeah, there's a part of you that feels guilty. There's a part of you that feels bad for being so shallow. People don't usually say, I am a shallow guy with pride. They don't usually say that with self love, do they? So I would play around with that story. Why is it shallow to want a pretty girl? Why is it shallow to appreciate the beauty that nature has provided? There is divinity in beauty. I don't know if you're spiritual or any of that, man, but like if the universe made something beautiful, this pretty woman, why wouldn't you appreciate that? Why would that be shallow? Have you ever been to an art gallery? You look at the art and say, wow, that's beautiful. Is it shallow to appreciate the art? You look out at nature, maybe you look at beautiful trees or mountains or something like that. Is that shallow to appreciate those things? The mountains and the clouds and the sky and the rivers and the oceans and all of that. Is it shallow to say that that stuff is pretty? Noticing aesthetics and beauty is one of the deepest, most divine things that you can do. You've told a story that it's shallow. I just don't agree with that story. Keep telling that story if you want to, man. It's your story to tell. But what if you were to try telling the opposite story? What if you were try looking for divinity or something beautiful in a pretty girl? Or if you want to, you can look a little deeper than that. If you want to, you can say, I'm going to appreciate her beauty and I'm going to ask about her personality and see what's underneath that. I'm going to appreciate both. And so if you want to keep telling the story of being shallow, you can, but it's then just making you objectify them and yourself. Look at your last sentence. I'm not a beautiful guy. How do you even know that's true? There would be a lot of women out there that would say that you are, especially if you keep working on liking yourself, man. There's nothing more beautiful than someone that actually appreciates themselves. But I would get out a piece of paper. I would write down 50 things about yourself that are beautiful. They can be physical qualities. Maybe you have nice eyes, man. Maybe you got great hair, whatever it might be. Or they can be a little like below the surface and it can be personality traits, or maybe you're really talented at music or something. Write down 50 things about you that are beautiful. And it's okay if that takes you a long time to write that. You might not be able to get to 50 immediately. But yeah, start looking a little deeper, man. You go on to say, I feel traumatized by my experiences with women, and that's very okay. That's a lot of people, man. That's very, very, very okay. You say, I'm trying to love them though. I would work on loving yourself first, man. It's much easier to like other people when you like yourself. So I do that exercise of 50 things, and you say they make it hard. Did they make it hard or do you? And you're innocent in that. It's really easy to love people, man, once you get decent at it. It's like what you're saying here is basically I'm going to the gym and I'm trying to lift heavy weights, but geez, those heavy weights make it hard. Are the weights making it hard? Or is it just that you haven't practiced enough? Is it just that you're not strong enough yet? And that's not a criticism, that's not a judgment. The weights aren't making it hard. The weights are just existing. The weights just weigh what they weigh. They are exactly as they are right now. It's your judgments of it that make them hard, that make it hard. Or it's your lack of practice yet. And so, same thing with women. Women are fucking easy to love, man, once you get decent at it, like once you've practiced. It's unbelievably easy for me to love all of you guys. Every single one of you is so ridiculous. I love you guys more than some of you love yourselves, like 1,000 times. It's fucking easy too. You guys don't even make it hard to love you. But 5 years ago, it was very hard to love. In fact, I didn't love any of you. You would never have heard me say 5 years ago, I love you guys. Like I never fucking said that. Never said that. It was something that I actively worked on. How can I find something lovable in each person? And so, if you want to, brother, you can do that with each woman. Instead of your brain just jumping straight to the story of it's hard to love her, which is a very easy story to go to, isn't it? What if you try finding one or two things about them that is lovable with each woman? One or two little parts of them that are beautiful. Could be a physical thing, could be a personality thing, and then start doing that with yourself. Like I said, try and get to 50 things, but you can take your time with that. Try and find the parts of you that are lovable, and then you'll start to see them in other people, man. So it's just about noticing, it's practice. I understand what you're saying that like women are making it hard for me to love them. It's like, no, brother, you're just out of practice. You just haven't practiced this. The weights don't make it hard to lift them. You just haven't practiced. And then kind of what Cole said too, like sometimes we just pick the wrong ones, like the ones that we don't click with. And he says they're not all the kind that make it hard to love. Yeah, there's lots of women out there that just are chill and fucking pretty and feminine and all of that. Like there's that too, for sure. Definitely. 100% agree. Xander says, no joke. I definitely think I will at least ask her if she'd like to kiss at the end. Ask her during it, brother. Make out like bandits. Ignore the movie and just like make out. And so, Xander, this is exactly what I was saying when I said you're doing a really, really, really good job, an amazing job, but there's like a next level to get to. And what I mean by that is like as you start to get more confident on the dates, as you start to get to a point where you can just say to a woman like immediately, like, hey, you're really pretty. Can I kiss you? You are going to have way more sex. And so it's not that you're doing anything wrong right now. You're not. You're literally just learning and growing. This is why I said to you, man, if you could put my brain, and I guess you would say my confidence, my experience level in your body, I would have had sex with like half, maybe all. I can't say all, but like at least half of the women that you went on dates with, I would have had sex with, either on that date or the next date. Like it's mindset, it's knowledge, it's experience, it's confidence, it's all of those things. And so you're doing an insanely good job, an insanely good job. But like there's still a part of you that's nervous because you're new to this, man. Like you're still learning. And so there's a part of you that's like playing it safe where you're like, all right, I'm going to wait till the end before I ask her. Whereas for me, I'd just be making out with her within the first like 10 or 20 minutes. Like I've told you guys stories, like so many stories. I'll go on a date with a girl and within like fucking 5 minutes, we're kissing. Like the British girl that I went on a date with a couple of months ago, where we sit down on a bench. We've literally only just met each other. We sit down. I look at her. I'm like, "You're so pretty," and she kind of giggles and she's like, "You're pretty too." And I was like, "Oh, I feel all warm inside." And then like 5 seconds later, I'm like, "Can I kiss you?" And she thought about it for a second. She's like, "Okay," and we kissed within like fucking 5 minutes of sitting down. Nisha, the girl that I dated for a while, same thing. We sat down in the park. I was like, "You're so pretty," and she giggles, and I was like, "Can I kiss you?" And we kissed. Molly, I even said that to her when I first approached her. So within like 2 minutes or 3 minutes of meeting her, literally, I've just approached her on the street and I already am saying, wow, you're so beautiful. I want to kiss you. And she said no, she wasn't comfortable. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But like that idea is now in her head. And then on the first date, we kissed within 5 seconds of the first date. Like literally, she's walking towards me. I'm walking towards her. I take her hands in mine. I say, close your eyes real quick. She closes them and I kiss her on the lips. And then she opens them and she smiles and she goes, another one, another one. And so we kiss properly. And so, yeah, just because I have a little bit more experience, I don't like play it safe, if you get what I mean. And none of this is a criticism, bro. Like you are doing an insanely amazing job. That's the point. But like a lot of the women that you, or some of the women that you went on dates with, probably would have slept with you. It's just that you like played it safe or went a little bit slow. And some women just lose patience. They just take it as like, oh, he mustn't be into me because we went on like a date or two. We went on an Insta date and then a normal date, and he didn't make out with me. I don't know if he's into me. And so to protect themselves or just because they feel a bit weird, they just don't see you again. So yeah, like again, it's not that you're even doing anything wrong. You're doing amazing shit, dude. You're doing a fucking amazing job. It's just that there's levels to like how upfront and honest you can be. And you can even just use your words. If you're nervous to kiss, you can just like say to her a bunch of times, like, by the way, you're so fucking pretty. Like, my God, you're so hot. Like, just praise and compliments. And, you can even call that flirting. Just more of that shit. All right. You say, yeah, okay, how's this? I'll flirt with her over dinner. Brilliant. Beautiful. If she's receptive, so I wouldn't even worry about the receptive bit. Just use your words and ask. Because then you have to try and read body language. Like, you're trying to see, like, is she receptive? And sometimes a woman is just really nervous. And so that looks like she's not receptive, but she's just scared. She's nervous. She's trying not to fuck it up. She likes you and she doesn't want to ruin things. She doesn't know how to flirt. And so I wouldn't just look for signals of like, is she receptive? Just use your words. Like you said here, if she's receptive, I'll ask to hold her hand. No matter what, ask her if you can hold her hand. You'll either get a yes or a no. Like, again, do you see how you're like playing it safe? And none of that's a criticism, man. But so many of you guys here are playing it safe because you're scared. You're just inexperienced. This is the same shit that I used to do. I used to play it so safe. And I'd be like, if she's into me, then I'll ask to hold her hand. If I get the idea that she might want to kiss me, then I'll kiss her or I'll ask to kiss her. It's like you don't have to play not to lose. You don't have to play that safe. Just say it anyway. Like, I didn't think Molly was going to kiss me when 2 minutes into our approach, I said, you're so pretty, I want to kiss you. In fact, when I said it, I was like, there's a 99% chance that she says, fuck no. There's a small chance that she thinks that's so weird that she doesn't want to talk to me ever again. That's okay. But there's also a tiny little chance that she goes like, okay, and then we kiss. Because I've had some women say, okay, during an approach, like within a minute or two, they're like, okay. And one of my coaching clients, Victor, I've been teaching him all of this stuff too. And he now says to a lot of women when he first approaches them, like he'll talk for 30 seconds and then be like, by the way, you're so pretty. Can I kiss you? And some of them say yes. And then he kisses them. And it's fucking easy after that, isn't it? It's pretty clear she likes you. There's even a YouTube video on this, you guys. Fuck. I forgot about this video. It's by one of my favorite YouTubers called That. I think it was That Was Epic. Yeah, God, let me find this video for you. Pretty sure it was That Was Epic. Yes. So he did this video like years and years and years and years and years ago, where he just literally walks up to women and he talks to them for like, 10 seconds or something. So just search on YouTube, Shut Up and Kiss Me by That Was Epic. And he literally just walks up to women and is like, talks, and then he's like, shut up and kiss me. And he closes his eyes and just sits there. And I'm sure you can imagine most of them do not kiss him because he's a fucking stranger. And he literally just walked up and said, like, shut up and kiss me. But some of them say yes. Like this chick here. Maybe I'll put the audio on. Some of them actually say yes. And you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like, she just kissed a stranger. Yeah, because if you ask, then some of them say yes. Like, some people say yes. If you never ask.
What's your name?
I'm Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. My name's Juan.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you headed right now?
I was gonna go head over by the student services building.
You're so beautiful. Just shut up and kiss me. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Spur of the moment?
Well, yeah, I mean, I
Spontaneous.
just got a really good grade on it.
How fucking cute is that shit? I hope you guys could hear the audio. And then this chick is my favorite. The next, this girl is my fucking favorite. This one.
Excuse me. What are you doing?
Hi. Have you heard about the no DAP?
I have.
I'm so glad to
I
hear
completely stand against it.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. We're just trying to protest.
You're protesting against it?
Yes.
I admire you so much.
My goodness, thank you.
Just shut up and kiss me.
Oh.
Oh. Thank you.
Well, if you want, we have t-shirts, we have water bottles, and free food.
How could you not fall in love with that girl? Like her giggles as well, her little fucking squeals and her giggles. And so like, this is literally a stranger. You literally just walked up to a stranger. And I don't even think he walked up to that many girls. I think he did like 10 girls. I've had enough of my coaching clients and friends do this in bars and clubs as well. They'll literally just go up to every woman in the bar and be like, hi, you're pretty. I'm Mike. Do you want to make out? And most say no, but some of them are just like, okay. And then you just make out. Like, you're allowed the things you want, guys. And there are plenty of women that will say yes. But if you play it safe, then like, you're almost just like, you're less likely to get it. And you're just going to spend the first 2 hours kind of like playing it safe when she might want you to kiss her. But maybe you lose momentum. Maybe she's not interested because you went on a 2 hour like dinner date and all of this kind of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, man, you don't have to play it so safe, Sander. Like, and it's okay if you do play it safe. Like, I get that. I used to do the same shit. But yeah, you're absolutely fucking allowed to ask for this shit. It's all good, game says, lol, that girl was so cute about it. Ha ha ha. Just brings a smile to your face. Yeah, her giggling and all of that shit was so adorable. Like, absolutely adorable. Mike, you were talking about the other guy. Want me to time him out? I'm a mod. I got power now. Do not wield your power, my friend. Nah. Nah, like in general, like I said, like people can type. Like, I don't really care if people come and type nonsense. It's fine. We don't have to like guard the walls or like protect the fortress or something. Like I said, if somebody comes in and says a bunch of stuff that's like maybe unkind to you guys, like if someone comes in and says, you guys are all fucking losers and like, then yeah, I might gently just say to that person, hey man, come on, this is a positive community. Let's spread love, not hate, blah, blah, blah. If they then keep like being unkind to you guys, then sure, then we can ban them. But if somebody's just typing weird shit about like jerking off into sandwiches or some shit, I don't know, maybe that person just wants some attention and we can give them attention or we can just ignore them. Like, yeah. So it's only, let's say we only ban people or time them out if they're saying stuff that's like actively trying to hurt you guys. And they can say whatever they want about me, like I don't really mind. But if they're like trying to hurt you guys, then we'll just have a little gentle conversation with them. If they're still not interested, and they just keep saying unkind shit, then we'll block them. If someone comes in and says stuff that we disagree with, like they just come in and say, you know, like that guy the other week who was like, cold approach is dead, like they can absolutely stay. And let's try not to get into a big argument or something, but we'll just do what we did the other week when we're like, okay, man, like you don't have to approach. Like, what would you like to do instead? What goals do you have? You're very welcome to be here. How can we help you, man? Like, we're always going to focus on like self improvement and taking action and all of that shit. But yeah, I guess those are kind of the moderator guidelines that I have. So I don't think we need to stress about like blocking anyone or anything like that. It's all good games says, I remember one time I was drunk as fuck in a club. And as I walk outside, two hotties walk by and I drunkenly was like, want to have sex? And she slapped the shit out of me low. Next day, I'm like, what is this mark on your what? Where did she slap you? Don't leave us hanging. On your what? What did she slap? She slapped your penis. Yeah, the reason she slapped you is because your dick was out. You pulled your penis out and you're like, want to have sex? And then like, yeah, no shit, she slapped you. That's also funny. That's like really funny. The people in bars and clubs are, I say this a lot, it's like not a normal environment. And part of the reason why women can be a little like defensive or even aggressive and they'll hit you or throw a drink at you, and that shit's rare. But like part of the reason that happens is they're drunk and alcohol is a drug. I mean, you did some wild shit that you wouldn't normally do while drunk. So you have a bunch of people that do shit they wouldn't normally do, like violence, being unkind, harshly, brutally rejecting someone when they'd never say that shit when they're sober during the daytime. And there's also the element that a lot of guys just don't have respect for other people's boundaries in clubs. I'm sure you guys have had the guy that like bumps into you or something. And then rather than him saying sorry, he's just like, fuck you, bro. And you're like, what? You bumped into me, man. He's like, you want to fucking take this outside? And you're like, chill, it's fine. And then he walks off and you're like, what the fuck, man? Or with women, if you ask women, like if you guys have female friends, I'm just gonna say basically every woman has a story of a guy who just grabbed her fucking ass in a club, and she turns around, she's like, "Excuse me, what the hell?" And he's just like, "Ah," and then he walks off. Like that shit is not okay and would not fly during the daytime. Like fucking sexually assaulting someone is not like you're not gonna pull that off during the daytime. Or they'll have guys that just grab their tits, like literally just fucking grab their tits, and they'll be like, "Get the fuck away! What the hell is wrong with you?" And he'll just be like, just chill, babe. Just enjoy the music, babe." And so, like, you're in this weird fucking environment where people like don't respect each other's boundaries and shit, and so people get really defensive and aggressive. And some of you guys will even be nice. Like you'll walk up to a girl and you'll be like in a bar or a club. You'll walk up to her and you'll be like, "Hi, like I thought you were really cute and I just wanted to come say hi." And she'll be like, "Ew, get away from me." And you're like, "Bitch, what the fuck? I was so, why are you being such a cunt?" And you'll walk off and you'll feel sad. You'll feel hurt. You'll be like, "Why did she talk to me like that? Bro, I was so nice." And it's like, yeah, because She's on drugs. She's on alcohol. She's kind of in that fucking like bitchy mood because she's had some guys do some shit to her. And yeah, clubs are just a strange place. Xander giving us the win though, dude. I was drunk AF. I was drunk as fuck in a club one time, dancing, and 2 drunk middle-aged women started dancing with me and grinding against me. I ended up having a threesome with 2 of them. Xander, you can't drop a story like that and not tell us the details. You have to tell. Guys, can we, what emoji do we get in the chat? What emoji represents like, tell us more? Like the squirting emoji? Let's put the squirting emoji. Here you go. And the one that's thirsty. You guys know that emoji where it looks like really thirsty? Where's that? Thirsty emoji where it's like got the tongue out and it's like fucking like. What is that fucking emoji? I found it here. Let's get a bunch of these emojis in the chat. That emoji. Come on, Xander, tell us the full story, brother. We want the full story. You don't have to start from the very beginning, but like what happened after they grinded on you? Did you make a move? Did you take them back? Like, was it fun? Like, we need more emojis, man. It's all good games. Says, you're a super nice guy, Andy, but clearly you're not a walking carpet. You mean a walking doormat? Walking carpet sounds even funnier. I'm not a carpet, okay? Don't step on me. That niceness is balanced by a sense of entitlement to go after what you want. And it's not even entitlement, because like entitlement feels like people often take that to the point of like ego, where it's like, I'm entitled to this. I'm not entitled to shit, man. The only thing I'm entitled to is to attempt to try to ask for it. And everyone in the entire world could say no, and I'd be happy with that. I'd be like, cool, I learned something. I can't have this thing, but I'm definitely entitled to the effort. So yeah, I know what you mean for sure. Yeah, it's like you guys can be, I say this all the time, you guys are nice people. Otherwise you wouldn't fucking be here, man. Like you'd get sick of my nice guy bullshit. You'd be like, this guy doesn't shut up about honesty. He's such a fag. Like, I don't want to hear about honesty, bro. I just want to get pussy, dude. I don't care about this shit. And if I talk about like leaving women better than you found them and let's add value to each other's lives, you'd be like, this shit's gay, son. I just want to make $1 million and have a Lamborghini and fuck bitches. Like, what is this gay fucking shit? And you wouldn't be here. So you guys are nice guys. I say this all the time. You can keep that niceness and then just also add some niceness towards yourself. Like you can be the kindest, most fucking loving person to everyone else. Just also turn that back on yourself and give yourself a little bit of what you want, or go for what you want, or ask for what you want, or invite other people to share in what you want. So start turning that spotlight a little bit more on you. So be as nice as hell and then just be nice to yourself. If you look up like the people in society who we've built entire religions upon, and I always like to do that regardless of if you're religious or not. I'm not religious myself, but I like to look at the people who've had the biggest impact on society. And those are people like Jesus, Buddha, Hare Krishna, like the people who've literally had an entire fucking religion based on them. And those were some of the nicest people on the planet. They also had an insane backbone. Like you were not going to convince them. Like they put Jesus on a fucking cross and just stuck him out in the sun to die of dehydration. And while he was up there, did he give up on that niceness and be like, you all are a bunch of cunts, fuck you, Rome? Well, he wouldn't have been able to do the middle finger, would he? But he wasn't like, fuck your Roman pieces of shit, fucking dogs. Like, how dare you put me up here? No, he literally said, forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. So even while being tortured and literally dying, he was like, you motherfuckers are not going to stop me from doing this nice guy shit. Fuck you, bitch. I forgive you. Fucking, and he said it nicer than that, but I fucking forgive you guys. And so, yeah, like the nicest people in history that I can think of, there's a ton of other examples, like non-religious examples. Like Mr. Rogers was a really good example. There's a guy called Father Gregory Boyle. I love him. You guys can look him up. He's a wild, he goes to prisons where people are like on death row and shit. And he just basically says to them, like, I don't see you as a bad person. Like, tell me what happened. And he makes friends with like people like that. But yeah, the nicest people that I can think of, they all have a fucking backbone. Because you're right. Otherwise, the world will stomp your niceness out. They will walk all over you. They will turn you into like this force of bitterness. And yeah, so you balance like being nice. It's not even balance. You're nice to other people, and then you add in some niceness towards yourself as well. K215, you say it's powerful how being nice, but being strong and having boundaries. And yeah, it's not even about boundaries, because boundaries imply like defending from other people. It's a level above that. It's like I said, being nice to yourself. But I never think of boundaries. I don't use the word boundaries. I'll use it for you guys sometimes. Like if you use it, I'll use it. But I never think about boundaries. Boundaries just imply like boundaries are a form. Boundaries are the first step of self-love, but eventually if you keep going, you outgrow boundaries. And what you instead do is you have compassion and understanding for other people, and you don't see them as the enemy if they try to like step all over you. You're just like, no matter how many times you ask me for something, I'm just going to gently say no. And I won't even see you as the enemy. I don't even need to push you away or defend against you. Like I don't need boundaries, because boundaries are almost like a temporary scaffolding. They're a wall that you put around yourself when you don't quite feel safe in yourself. And so they're super useful. Boundaries are insanely useful. And then while those boundaries are around you, you work on yourself. You do the stoicism. You work on having peace. You work on liking yourself. You maybe go out there and make some money, or you have some dates, or make some friends, or whatever. Like you do shit. You do the self-improvement shit. And then at some point you're like, huh, I think I'm strong enough that I can start to pull down some of these boundaries. I don't think I need them anymore. If someone criticizes me and tells me to kill myself, that doesn't seem to affect me the same way that it used to. So you pull down the boundaries, or some of the boundaries. You start to realize that they no longer are necessary. You're grateful for them. And so again, to be clear, I'm not saying guys don't have boundaries. That is the fucking opposite of what I'm saying. But at some point you realize, I don't need the boundaries anymore. Holy shit, when did that happen? Like, I remember one moment where I got a death threat on my YouTube section. It would have been recently, like maybe a year ago. Someone basically was like, you should kill yourself. And I read that and I was like, man, this guy's like really in pain. And I wrote this comment where I was like, hey man, like, is everything okay? Like, can we do anything for you? Like, I know how it feels to be in that much fucking agony and pain that you lash out at other people. Just let us know, bro, if there's anything we can do for you. And he just wrote some like even more angry, like hateful thing back. And when I read that, I was like, this isn't making me sad. In the past, I would have complained to all my friends and felt shit and felt sad and cried and be like, oh my God, how could someone say that? But like now I just feel nothing. Like I hope the dude's okay. And if he's not okay, that's okay too. Like, holy fuck. Maybe I don't need these boundaries anymore. Same with women. At some point, I just realized like, if she breaks up with me, and even if she's like, you're ugly and that's why I'm breaking up with you, which never happens. But even if she says that, I'll just be like, yeah, that's cool. Like, it was nice to meet you. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate your time. Like, it didn't affect me. So yeah, at some point you sort of move past boundaries, but they are unbelievably helpful in the meantime. Like, please don't take anything of what I just said as me saying like, don't have boundaries, guys. Like, no. You construct the boundaries while you work on yourself. And if you do enough of the work, at some point you're like, oh, I don't think I need that boundary anymore. So Xander, with his threesome story, says, there isn't anything more to the story. I just started making out with them. We went back to the apartment. One of them had, and we had drunken sex. Then I went home drunk. What else is there to describe? Okay, you went on to say, I wouldn't be able to remember anything more than that. The three of us were smashed. Fair enough. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. But that's cool, man. That's really cool. I guess I would ask you, did you have fun? Like, was it fun? Like, sounds really cool, man. Like, this is part of why I don't drink a lot when I have sex, because then it's like hard to remember anything. And I don't have sex with drunk women either. I used to, but now like all of my dates are sober, and like I always basically only want to have sex with women sober, because otherwise you can't fucking remember it. And you had like a really fun time, and then you're just like, I don't remember what happened, man. Like it was all kind of a blur, and I think it was good, but like I wasn't present. Shit just happened. Alcohol can be incredibly freaking fun, don't get me wrong. But yeah, like it's also fun to have a sober threesome. It's all good games, says, yes, people get things twisted, like the law of attraction. People think they can attract wealth and visualize it versus attract self-improvement. Yeah, I say this a lot. Like, law of attraction is like brilliant. I definitely am a big fan of like visualization and positive mindset and all of that shit. Like that's a lot of what the Play to Win video course is. But if you guys check out the Play to Win video course, link in the description below. If you can't afford it, email me and I'll give you a free copy. There is a like it's not just about positivity. Like most of it is positivity, right? And like mindset. Like growth mindset, that's mindset. Like that chapter's about mindset. That chapter's about mindset. But then look, I literally have a fucking I literally have a chapter on setting goals. And I straight up like in this chapter have like here's the fucking process of how I even figure out what goal I want. And then I make sure it's achievable. I set a deadline. Then I break the goal down into smaller goals or baby steps. Here's how you can do it. And then here's how I make myself take action a lot quicker. Here's how I get accountability. Here's what I think about if I'm overwhelmed. If I'm terrified of my goals, here's what I do about it. Here's how I can be patient while I'm trying to achieve the goals. Like all of that shit. So there's tons and tons and tons. I have like tons of like stuff in there on how to actually take action. And then I talk about like how to overcome your fears when you're trying to set a goal. Like here's how to work through all your fears when you're trying to achieve that goal. Then there's an entire chapter on like what to do when you have setbacks, what to do when you fail, what to do when you're not making progress as fast as you want. I have tons of information on that. So this is like very much a guide to like actually taking action as well as mindset. And I will never sit here and tell you guys like, just do the law of attraction, guys. Just believe in yourself and sit there. It's like, no, motherfucker, like believe in yourself, but then take action. Like good things come to those who actually take action, and the mindset helps you take action. So yeah, a lot of the law of attraction stuff, man, is just kind of like sit there and just believe and then manifest it. And it's like manifestation is great, bro, but if you don't like go up and talk to any women, how are they going to meet you? If you don't like go up to people and be like, hey, would you like to buy my product or service? How are they going to know you exist? Also, there is a cute bird on my windowsill that I don't think you guys are going to be able to see. I don't think I can show you, but lots of birds like to land on my windows. But yeah, manifestation, law of attraction is helpful, but you got to do something as well. And then you say, then again, Jesus was fucking with people. So you're talking about the Bible, Jesus, blah, blah, blah. I guess next time I'm worried about upsetting anyone with my approach, I can just remember Jesus himself got killed for being a good guy. No. As you go on to say, Jesus got killed for literally fucking with power structures directly. He literally said to the church at the time, you shut the door of heaven. Sorry, you shut the door to the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. He called them out for being hypocrites. He literally said, you guys judge people and you are supposed to be like good people and you are not. He directly went up against what is essentially the government at the time, not even just the religion, but he went up against the Romans. He like straight up was a bad boy. He was a little rebel. He was straight up a bad fucking boy. And even in his court case, they charged him with all the crimes and they said, you know, you've done all of these crimes. What do you have to say for yourself? And he was like, you say I've done those things. That was his defense. You fucking say I've done that. Like that's a cocky little sassy bitch who's just basically, I'm not saying he was asking for it, but like he definitely wasn't going around only fucking preaching love. He was doing that, but he directly called out what he saw at the time as like hypocrisy and evil and all of that. So like there is a very specific reason why the Romans killed him. It's that shit. But basically what I'm saying is you're not going to get crucified, brother, for going up to women and being like, hi, you're cute. And I wanted to say hi. You're not like dismantling the entire or trying to dismantle the entire fucking power structure. Jesus also became quite popular. If you read a lot of the Bible and read historians and people who like talked and researched about him, a lot of the time they talk about how he'd walk into a town and like children would run up to him. Like people would be like, oh my God, the Messiah is here. Like literally he started to become really popular because he was teaching people, you're good enough as you are. It's okay that you're a prostitute or a tax collector or whatever. You're still lovable. You don't need the church. You don't need the government to tell you what to do. He literally said the kingdom of heaven is within you. That's some wild shit to be telling people. And you could see how a government would not like you here, like saying the words, You're good enough as you are. You don't need power structures. You don't need the government. You don't need people above you. It's kind of basically the exact same reason they banned LSD in the 70s and 80s. A lot of the fucking free love hippies were taking LSD and discovering, like, wait, I don't need the government to tell me what to do. I don't need all these power structures. They can exist, but I can just listen to my own heart and shit. And it's like, that's a fucking wild thing for anyone who has a power structure. They don't feel comfortable with a bunch of people saying, you know what? I don't need to turn on the TV and be told what to do. I don't need to listen to the government. I'll follow the rules and follow the laws and shit, but I'm going to listen to my own heart and be who I want to be. That's really scary if you're used to having power over people. And so it's not even some like wild radical notion. It's just like if you gently start to say, I don't need this power structure, then a lot of power structures are going to fucking try and control, aren't they? Like, because they're just scared. They're just trying to exist. Tristan, you legend, with the donation. Brother, appreciate you so much. You say, thanks so much for the help, Andy. Also, do you know where the clit is? Is it behind the ear? It is definitely behind the ear. See, I love all of you, but because some of you are very inexperienced and like virgins, I never know when you're actually asking a genuine question or when you're fucking with me. And you might be like, come on, Andy. He's literally saying, is the clit behind the ear? Yeah, you guys don't understand the type of like very innocent, like naive questions that I've been asked over the years. And then I laugh and I'm like, stop being silly. And then the person goes, oh, I wasn't trying to be silly. I was like asking a genuine question. And then I'm like, oh, I feel like a dick. Okay, sorry. Like, so yeah, if you're asking genuinely, if you, maybe you're being silly about the behind the ear thing, but if you're genuinely asking where the clit is, I can tell you. But if you're just being silly, then yeah. See, I'm very easy for you guys to troll because I don't want to just laugh at any of you, because there are times when like you're asking a genuine question and I laugh at you and then you feel hurt and you leave and then you're like, fuck, man, I tried to open up to this guy. I had someone ask me via email like a very personal question yesterday. I won't say what the question was, obviously, but he asked a very personal question. And my first thought was like, oh, he's trolling me. But then it's like, no, he's not. He's asking a genuine question. He's in pain. And he literally said, you're the only person that I can ask this question to. So yeah, I've learned to not just like laugh and assume you guys are being silly. Even if you are literally being silly, I will always err on the side of like assuming you're not being silly, even if that makes me look like a fucking idiot sometimes. And you guys go like, oh, look how much I trolled Andy. It's like, yeah, I'll take that on the chin if it means that I don't laugh at the person who's like genuinely asking a question and feels really silly asking it. Mike says, is everything okay at home? That's rage bait now. I don't know what you're referring to. I'm not sure what you're referring to. It's all good. Game says, I definitely have some toxic stories of women that are not a part of my life anymore. Yeah, and like it can take a while to like let go of that shit, man. Kind of like that Buddhist monk story that we read out before. You know, with the two monks, one of them picks up the woman and carries her over the river. And then the other monk goes, why'd you pick her up? And he's like, brother, I put her down way back at the river hours ago. Why are you still carrying her? So same kind of thing here, man. You can like stop carrying those toxic stories of the past, but that might take some time. That might take some processing. You might need to write it out. You might need to forgive those people. There's a really good movie on forgiveness. Holy fuck, you guys. Actually, do any of you know the movie Knives Out? Have any of you watched that movie with, I forget the actor's name, the guy who's in like James Bond? What's his name? Daniel Craig. Yeah. So Daniel Craig's in it. Love, 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 love this movie. Wait, is it Daniel Craig? Yeah, Daniel Craig. So there's a new Knives Out movie, and it is literally about forgiveness. It's about so many different things and like letting go of the past and how your entire life can just be like ruined if you cling on to like people who hurt you in the past. Like really highly recommend this movie. Absolutely like mind-blowingly good. Yeah, Mike, dude, you will like this movie then if you haven't seen it already. It just came out like this week. Like it's on Netflix and I think it's in the cinema still, but it's on Netflix right now. Fucking insane. So different to the other Knives Out movies too. So this is the movie that I'm talking about. It's called Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. So different from the other two movies, man. So different. Like the first 45 minutes, I'm not even exaggerating. 45 minutes of the movie goes by before you see this main character, Benoit Blanc. He doesn't even show up for the first 45 minutes, which is how like different this is from the other movies. And it's really good. I mean, look at the reviews, like fucking 93% Rotten Tomatoes rating. Just insanely good movie. Insanely good. And about a lot of the stuff that we talk about here. Forgiveness, compassion, trying to be a good person. Oh man, there's even themes in this movie of what you guys were saying before, where you were saying like you can be a nice person and not let the world walk all over you and not let your heart harden. There is literally a character, like the main character in this movie. He is trying so desperately. He's a priest. He's trying so desperately to embody the stuff that he's read in the Bible. Like, you know, I want to be a good person. I want to be compassionate and all of that. But he's so tempted, or other people are trying to tempt him into being a bad person. And other people even say, you're weak. You're so fucking weak for trying to be a nice guy. You know, the world is against you. There's feminism. They literally talk about like there's feminism, there's Marxism, there's all this shit, there's these immigrants and all of this. Like the world is a tough place, man. And they're trying to take down the church and like, we got to go to war. And this guy is literally just like, I'm not going to let my fucking heart harden. No, like I'm not going to go to war. I'm not going to like start a fucking fight, man. I'm not going to engage in your bullshit. Like I'm going to just try and be a nice person. And it's real, and you realize how like brave he is, that he's not just like some weak guy who doesn't want to fight. It's like, no, this guy has the fight within him. He's just choosing to put down his weapons. It's really good, really good. And it's just an insanely good murder mystery. You will be on the edge of your seat the entire movie. You'll be like, I literally don't know who did it. I don't know what's happening. It's like a whodunit. Fucking amazing. You say sometimes you do have to go to war though. Is that true? I would let that sit, and I'm not here to convince you. I'm not going to, like, you can think whatever you want, but I would just, like, if you want to, meditate on that, and not just for a little bit, man. Don't just have a knee-jerk reaction. You could spend the next year meditating on the story that you've written here of, like, do I have to go to war? Meditate on that if you want to. Phoenix, yeah, dude, I've heard this. I've heard this saying before. Your boos mean nothing because I've seen what makes you cheer. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. I like that. Yeah. You can say that to like, you don't have to say it, but like if someone is like criticizing you essentially. I've had that thought a few times, man. I like that quote. I think we might start wrapping up, guys. Let me see if there's any of your questions and stuff that I haven't like answered. Maybe this one, K215, you say, it's hard being self-loving, but so worth it. I'm someone who cares so much about the thoughts, feelings, and opinions of others. I spend most of my life vying for the opinion of others. Yeah, so kind of like I said before, you don't have to stop caring about other people's opinions. You just start caring also about your own opinion. So you literally start to ask yourself, what do I think about this? I did this article, man, called 10 Ways to Build an I Don't Give a Fuck Attitude. If you haven't read it already, I would definitely read it. And don't just read it, like do the exercises in it. So this one here, it's just killyourinnerloser.com/IDGAF. And there's a few different exercises that you can do. And there's one in here that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, here you go, this one. What do I think about this? So it's not so much about caring less what other people think, although, you know, that can help as well. But it's more, what do I think about? You know, so often we run to others for their opinion about something. We feel like we need them to approve of us or tell us the right thing to think or tell us what to do. We use the word should all the time. Yeah, lots of you guys say the word should. What should I do? What do you think I should do, Andy? How should society be? As in, what should I do? What should I think? What opinion should I hold? We're so busy asking other people what they think we should do or think. And we get incredibly confused and frustrated when different people tell us conflicting opinions. How many of you have felt that? It's all very confusing. And in all that confusion, we forget to ask ourselves what we think. We forget to check in with ourselves and our own philosophies, principles, and what we want. So I would go read this article, man. There's also a book on this, which is like so fucking relevant and kind of relevant to what one of you just said there about like sometimes war is necessary. This book talks about that concept. This book is called How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World. A Handbook for Personal Liberty. Very relevant to a lot of you that sort of worry about like external forces or, you know, feminism or the media or mass shootings or any of that. It's like, how can I still be free when the entire world seems to want me to just be their little bitch or be their slave? So really recommend this book. It is literally about asking yourself what you think and being your own man and stoicism. On that note, you can just also read like any stoicism books. If you guys want free stoicism recommendations, like stoicism that's free, go onto YouTube and just search for meditations. The entire thing is like free as an audiobook on here. And the guy that reads it out does an amazing job. You might have to type meditations by Marcus, like Marcus Aurelius. This one here. This is just a summary. There's an audiobook somewhere. This one is just the whole thing. 7 hours long. Some guy reads it out. Also the Book of Epictetus. That's also like equally as good as meditations. And it's all about like being your own man, not caring about what other people think. This one here by Vox Stoica. I really like his reading out. It's just called The Discourses of Epictetus, book 1. There's a couple of books. But yeah, those are like really good places to start with. Like just listen to them, let them sort of percolate in your mind and let yourself start to say, what do I want? What do I think? So it's completely okay with like listening to other people and what they think. But listening to yourself is almost like the real fucking challenge, isn't it? You say, I ordered the paperback Meditations annotated. That's cool, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Xander says, cheers, Andy. There'll be the chat tomorrow morning before the date tomorrow night, but still wish me luck, everyone. Yeah, bro, we'll give you like good luck tomorrow, but you don't even need luck, man. Like you're doing a fucking good job, dude. Just go in there and have fun. Like there's no thing you need to do. You don't have to be perfect. You're just there to have fun with this girl that already likes you and has made it stupidly fucking obvious that she likes you. Like she's made it so obvious that she likes you, man. I can't imagine her making it more obvious. Like, what do you want her to do? Sit on your fucking face? And she probably will do that too, man. And so this girl already likes you. There's no one to impress. There's nothing you have to do. Just go and chill and have fun. If you want to hold hands, just hold hands. You want to kiss, you say, can I fucking kiss you, you sexy little woman? You guys are going to have a blast, man. It's going to be beautiful. All right, gents, I reckon we'll start finishing up. I'm going to go have a shower because I'm going to spend the day with Molly today. We're going to go do cool people stuff. I appreciate all of you. Let's get some emojis. Let's get some salutes in the chat. If any of you want to grab a copy of the Play to Win video course, that will be down below. If any of you want to do a $200 coaching call with me, you want to sit down and get a little bit of coaching, I think I put that in the description of all of these as well. So that will be down there. You are all absolute legends. Throw those sexy salutes in the chat. Mr. Cleon doing the muscle emoji. No, brother, you got to get the salute. No. Salutes, brother, not muscles. Salutes. Adios, amigos. I will see you all tomorrow.